Welcome to Ravens Over. Please subscribe to my channel, also hit the notification bell and like this video and share. We are all inside of a womb, not realizing who we are, but we have been created by the Creator. We're inside of a womb that people feel like, hey, I'm having a boy, I'm having a girl. They're not really sure exactly what they're having, but they go by the anatomy. And they judge the child as of the anatomy that's being shown on the ultrasound. But the thing is, suppose the child is different than what the pictures perceived it to be. Suppose the boy was born with more of the XX instead of the XY chromosome. Suppose the girl was born more with the XY than the XX. They're different. Nothing really goes the way we plan. We only go by the truth. So, why is it so hard to love a child that God lent to you to see how you treat this child? We live in a world that a lot of differences are going on. But why do a transgender woman has to be murdered? Why do a gay man has to be killed? Because you do not understand their life and living. Why do you make their life about you when you can celebrate the gift that God sent to you? Remember, it is only a gift from God lent to you. And if you don't appreciate it, God will remove it. Welcome to
Hey, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Are you getting it in? Somebody getting it for you? What's going on, people? Subscribe to my channel.
What's going on, people? It is the day of another day that we call Tuesday. And with it being said, what's going on, people? Hopefully everybody's doing everything as far as being safe in this world we're living in, knocking down doors and making your dreams come true, and practicing ignore in this coronavirus world as of now. Now I'm going to give you a little something to think about. Basically going to take a step away from the corona thing, and I'm going to share a story about my life as far as the father who helped bring me here, the birth father. Now, I don't know if I told you about this story before, but I think I've elaborated the woman who birthed me and the father who helped create me. I don't call them my mother and father only because they created a whole new life, which was me, and they left me in abandonment because they was not happy with what God sent to them. Okay, and so I give them respect and say, well, you know what, since you don't want what God sent to you, then obviously I'll give you that respect and say the one who helped create me. And the thing about it is this, okay. As a child growing up, we never really know who we are. We only go into the pattern that we were, you know, from the Creator himself or herself basically sent us out to be. We don't know something's wrong with us, so people start pointing out our flaws and stuff. Now, before I became an Uber Land, I was in the gay world, and the thing about it is that I did not know nothing about being gay, girl, all this other stuff. But the woman who birthed me kept saying that, you know, the father let him know what was going on. Let me just give you an idea how the father is. Now, the father is a felon, basically. He's the kind of guy who thought that things are, you know, the kind of guys, I hate them things, I hate gay people, I hate fags, I knock a motherfucker out. He was very much that violent type of father. Like, he didn't play. I used to watch him beat up guys that was way bigger than him. He thought this shit was funny. It was amazing. The humor he used to find in things was like really crazy. And people were very threatened and scared of him and stuff. People would be walking on the street, he would drive his car on the street, make him run. He just had a sense of humor that was just like really dangerous. A serial killer is not funny type of energy. Now, the kind of father like that that's very strong and basically do mean things and stuff, they always say, when you make fun of people, gotta make your child that way. Oopala. So the thing is this. So, due to the fact, I guess, with them two agreeing, if we had a child that's like that, basically we'll get rid of them, and that's exactly what they did. I guess they kept their promise to each other, but that's another story. I'm going to go into that. So, the father who created me, who helped bring me here, the birth father and stuff, So the thing is that he, not the father above, but the one who helped get on top of my mother and do his business and bring me to this fucked up ass world. Okay, so the thing is this. She had a conversation with him, let him know that your child is not like the regular boys. He doesn't like toys. He likes doll babies. So they tried to change me and stuff. So the only way they could figure out to change me is to beat me. So they would beat me. They would beat the gay away. Clearly it didn't work, but they would basically a lot of beating and a lot of punishment and a lot of punches in the face, punching in the mouth. Just beat me down. You know, they wanted it out of me. And as a child, I really not realizing that they could have just murdered me, put me in the bathtub because they knew what I was. I didn't know what I was, but they knew what I was. And they could have put me in the tub and just drowned me, and y'all wouldn't even know I exist. I know some of you saying, I wish they would have, but it is what it is. So the thing is this. So the father, okay, this is how it all came into the open. I had a little brother who was 4 years old, and he passed away. I did not deal with it very well, only because he was like the only friend I had. Now, as a child growing up and stuff, I was like a crybaby. I would cry. They would try to get me to fight back. I couldn't imagine me put my hands on another person because I was afraid to hit someone. It would hurt me more to hit you, so I was like a big crybaby. And once you're known as the crybaby, that means you're a target to everybody beating your ass. The women beat you up, the men beat you up, the little ones even shorter than you beat you up. Everybody just had a good little... You was like the circus and the clown. You was like the clown in the circus for ass whoopings. And the thing about it was that you would run, and there was always somebody you would run. But one thing about me, I was a good one. I used to run and I used to scream. Oh! So I used to run and scream, and they used to run behind me. I used to like around, it had to be like 10, 12 guys behind me, and they would all try to catch me to grab me so they could beat me up. But my feet would never hit the ground. I would just be flying in the air. So, one time I got down another point, then they all surrounded me and stuff, and this other guy got up on me, a big guy and stuff. He got up on me, and he wanted to fight me, and I was screaming to my mother. I was like, mother, mother, help. So she looks out the window, she's looking at me, and she's looking at the boy. And I picked up the bottle, and I was like, I'm going to hit you now. He knew I wouldn't hit him because I was a coward. I was afraid. So the thing about it is that he's like, hit me, hit me. And she was like, you better hit her with it. So I'm like, I want to hit him, like, you know, I'm like this. But the thought of me putting my hands or hurting another person, I would just start crying. So we just say, boom, we start beating me up, drag me down. Always had hair, so we grab my hair, start punching me in the face, and I would just cry. And I was like, why didn't you open the door? She was like, you got to learn how to fight back. So anyway, so then my little brother passed away. Okay, I know I'm all over the place. My little brother passed away. So my little brother passed away. He was basically killed in the hospital. The doctors gave him too many cc's to his heart, which gave him a heart attack and killed him. When they killed him, they killed my birth mother as well. Because simple fact of the matter is that she made a simple promise she would never love another child as long as she lives, and she's kept her promise to my brother, who is 4 years old, that passed. So basically, she sent me away to be with the father who will create me, the father who whatever. So she sent me away to be with him. So I'm down there with him and stuff like that. And he used to make little suggestions, you know. He knew what I was. You know, it wasn't like it was a secret. But he just hated people like me. He knew what I was. I didn't hide it because I didn't know what I was. I was just being myself. And it's funny because you really don't know what gay is. Only thing you know, you're being yourself. After 8, 9 times of trying to commit suicide because I couldn't figure it out, and I kept asking God, why did you create me? Why did you bring me here? Why did you do this to me? Why did you hate me? I used to sit in the bathroom. I used to try to do 100 things to try to get out of this world, but the Lord would wake me up again. So, send me down there to be with the Father who created me and stuff. So, I'm down there with him and stuff, and I'm down inside the car and stuff, and I was crying and stuff. He said, well, you got to man up. You got to stop being such a faggot, da-da-da-da. So I was like, Robert, he said, let me tell you something. If you want to be gay, you better change your name. You will never be my child if you're going to be gay. I was like, you know, I ain't saying that because I had a big man. Like, he will fuck you up, no problem. And enjoy beating you the fuck up. I used to see him beat up men, so I knew me is scared the hell out of me. I was like, okay, this is a big man. I think the most I was like 80 pounds soaking wet. I was really, really super duper thin. And he was thick and built with muscles. He was the felon that most men would walk away from. So anyway, he told me, say, if you're going to be a faggot, and all of a sudden, I started crying, because I was a crybaby, and I would cry and say, look at you, just crying, you know, he grabbed you, shake you, open the car, you know, and your father shake you up and throw you into the thing, you start crying more, oh! So now I'm crying even more, because they done grab me up, because when they grab you, they stick their nails in you, and they just throw you into the thing. He's like, if you're going to be gay, you get the fuck out my house. Get out my house then. So I went inside the house and stuff. After he told me to get out, so I went and got my bags and stuff. So I went to go get to the train station. So I grabbed my bags and I started going to the train station so I got back home to the woman who birthed me. But lo and behold, he caught me at the train station. And I don't know how I found the train station, but I figured it out and I got there. When I got to the train station, he was standing at the train station with my stepbrothers. And he was just watching me. And I'm like, oh shit. Now remind you, I'm carrying a suitcase on my head because it was too big. So I'm running down the street and he's watching me. Now he's like a real violent man. So he saw me. So he grabs the suitcase off my head. He said, come on, lifts me up in the air. He says, come on. And he threw me inside the car. So he threw me inside the car and stuff. And of course I went against the wall because he was strong, but is strong, whatever. So the thing is like, I went inside the car. So he told my brother, which is younger, was underage. He said, you drive. We're going. No, he jumped in the car. After threw me in the car, he jumped in the car and started driving. After he was driving, I said, what the hell was you thinking? What the hell was you thinking? Okay, you kicked me out. You told me to get out. So I left. He's like, what? So he stops the car. So he tells my brother, drive the car. My brother's like, ooh, he's scared. He don't know how to drive. See, drive slow. You just drive. So I'm like, oh my God. So he grabs me. He throws me in the back seat of the car. He jumps inside. He takes both his knees. He pins them on me like this. And all I saw was bright lights. Boom, boom, boom. He was fucking my face up, just grabbed me by my hair, just punching me, just hit me. All I saw was lights. I didn't see nothing else. So after he finished beating me up and stuff, he jumps out the car and stuff, and I got blood everywhere, of course. And I'm bloodied all over. My face is unrecognizable. And the thing about it is that I came into the house, and it was his wife that he's married to now. She said, that's what you get. You disrespect your father, that's what you get. I was like, you know, fuck you, bitch. But I ain't saying nothing because I just got beat up. I was like, oh my God, I'm down here in this place. And he couldn't kill me. I'm not going to get out. So, and my brothers and stuff was there, my stepbrothers, and then the father behind me. And she's rooting him on like he was good. He fucked me up. And I sent me up to his room. So the next day came. My aunt called down to see how I was doing. And he grabs the phone. He said, I'm going to tell you right now, she want to speak to you. He said, you bet not see nothing. At this point, I got 2 black eyes and a busted mouth. So he had to hide me because basically back then, there wasn't no diapers. It was diapers to come out and get your child, something from child abuse and stuff like that. So he hit me and said, I'm going to tell you something right now. If you say anything about what you look like, I'm going to beat your ass again. So I was like, okay, I ain't say nothing. So then he handed me the phone and they stood right here like this, looking at my face. And I'm like this on the phone. They're like this, looking at me. They're like, you know, say something, say something. I'm like, he was like, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm fine. He said, are you going to come home? I was like, yes. And I started crying. He said, he buckled up. I said, they said, what's the matter? I wouldn't say nothing. I was like, she said, what's the matter? I said, nothing. And he grabbed the phone. He said, oh, he's fine. Da 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 da. And I was like,
once he grabs the phone, I just basically passed it on the ground. I just knew he was going to kill me once I woke up.
That's supposed to do something. They're going to kill me. Remind you, I didn't even look at him as a father. I looked at him as like a kidnapper or something like that. I didn't even know who he was at that point. All I knew, he was fucking me up, and his wife was basically co-signing his behavior for beating me up. She was not the wife that goes, oh, you shouldn't, don't beat him, don't beat him. She co-signed him to fuck me up even more. The brothers sit around scared and stuff. They was watching me get beat the fuck up. He loved them boys so much they would beat on me, and I couldn't hit them. He told me, you better not hit them back. They used to beat up on me. They used to punch me in the face. I couldn't hit them back. I had to just take it. Because I guess they felt as though they kept beating me, that they would change me from being who I was. And I would just sit there and just take the hits and the beatings. If I didn't eat, I was taken to the back room. I was beaten again because I was supposed to eat fat meat. I couldn't eat fat meat. That means that pork stuff. I couldn't eat it. So they beat me for that. So I constantly stayed getting beat. It was beating the gay, I guess that's what it was. Everybody joined in to beat my ass. So the thing about it was like, okay, fine. So I'm still little, but this time I'm still short. I wasn't tall. I got taller when I got close to the end of high school. All of a sudden I was really short. I think the tallest I was like 5'7" or 5'8". That's how tall it was. When I was super thin, I was skinny, like super skinny. So it came to the time where I had to go home to the woman who birthed me. At this point, everything had healed. My face was all back to normal. They kept me hidden in a way. No one could know about me. No one would have to see me. And the weird thing about that is they could have killed me, and no one ever would have known what happened to me but the woman who birthed me. Now, I get back to the house and stuff, and I go home, and I said I never want to see him again. I never want to be around him. At this point, I'm like, did he used to beat you like this? Did he used to beat you? She said, yeah, he used to beat me. So the thing is that he used to beat the woman who birthed me, and he beat me the same way. And he did a lot of mean shit to her, which I realize now that that's probably why she didn't want me, because I reminded her of him. I don't know at that point. But she used to say, you look just like him. You look just like your father. I don't now look like her. So the thing is, me being the kind of person that's forgiving, which means close to being stupid and stuff, going back to the same type of thing and stuff, you think give people a chance and stuff. Here's your father. You need to find out how to make grounds because you need to go back. And I think that's the pattern of me doing what I do now. When people hurt me, I go back. Because I was always sent back to the abuser to try to fix it, to make it right. And as an adult, I did the same thing. I made it not so bad when it was even badder. So I went down to see him again, and I got older and stuff, and I got taller, and I was stronger, and I was telling myself, this time we do it, we going to be some fighting motherfuckers up in this house. So we're going to be fighting up here. So we came to the house and stuff. He didn't want nobody to see me. He kept me in the house. He thought I was too thin looking for people to see me. Everybody's like, oh, who is that? Everybody used to go crazy when they used to see me. This is before Uberlap. And everybody had something to say. So at this point, he used to take his stepsons out. He used to take everybody's his nephew out. But he refused to take me anywhere. He kept me hidden in the house. He didn't want anyone to see me. He didn't want anyone to even know I existed. So, at this point, I'm like, okay, here we go. So I'm in the house and stuff. At this time, I had a girlfriend. So I called her up. I was like, listen, I'm going through this and that. She was like, what's going on? I explained to her what had happened. And the thing about it was like, we got to the point where it was time for her to go to bed and stuff. She was like, look at you. You get man up. So I'll punch him in the chest. And I hit him back. So he took me looking over and he slammed me into the side of the bed, which had the bars.
This is a let-out bed, and on the side of it is iron bars, and if it's got the wrong kind, they could wire it and slice your whole face up, especially if you're slammed into the wires.
The whole bar split the side of my head, and the old stenches, you know the let-out beds, you know how to end those bars? My whole head went to the side of it, and it split the whole thing over. When I lifted my head up, all this blood was coming. It looked like it was raining. It was blood everywhere. Had to take me to emergency. Had to put, I think, 16 stitches in my head, which I got up here. And he was like, if I never gave you nothing, I gave you that. So I'm like, okay, this motherfucker's crazy. Bitch, you better pick your battles wisely. This motherfucker is the kind of person you gotta shoot this bitch. You can't fight this one, bitch. This one, a crazy motherfucker. And the man is fine as fuck. Fine, super fine.
Raven.
Fine as fuck. Get tons of women.
Raven, come here. Let me give you a hug.
The man is super fine. The man was dangerous.
Come here, sis.
Like Michael Jackson said.
Raven, come here.
And it's weird.
Oh, you okay, girl?
Oh.
You alright? Go ahead. Go.
And it's weird because I would never think that that would be what happened. But the thing about it was, he knew what I was, even though I had the girlfriend, and she kept asking me, so are you gay? You gay? Because I didn't know what to do with females. I was trying to do everything they were trying to beat me into doing. So I tried to do what they told me to do. I tried to get a girlfriend. I never went after her. She found me. She went after me. She was an aggressive female. And basically, she went after me. We ended up being in a relationship, stuff like that. That went on to another level. I'm not going to go into her right back now, because she probably is trying to peek and look, because she's a nosy bitch. Anyway, so the thing is, like, I didn't see him again and stuff like that, and then he was like, well, my face was fucked up. Then the woman who birthed me was like, what happened to your face? That motherfucker fucked your face up. You ain't going around to see him no more. That's what the fuck he do. How could you beat up your own fucking child? Da, da, da. I was like, oh, mother, he's dangerous. But it's so weird because at the time I was not on Uberlap land and stuff like that. Now, I could do this video because he would never be able to recognize me because who I am now. I have not seen him since I was a teenager. He lives real far away and stuff. He would not be able to recognize me. If you see me, a lot of people can't even recognize me. They see me as of now, unless someone probably tell him. But I went to the page on Facebook and I happened to be looking and I saw his pictures with the stepmother and it was hugging up with each other. I was like, wow. I could have hit them up, but I didn't bother, only because I was like, ugh. Sometimes you want to believe something, but it's like you have to accept people for who they are, have to accept who is. And I always say one thing, and I just realized this: if you're a parent that has gay children and stuff, a lot of times it's because it is a test from God to see, can you love this child even though this child is different from you. We're all different from each other, and the thing about it is that how would you feel that you being a straight person, somebody making you be with a same-sex person when you don't like them? That's not what you're into. Now, how would you feel as a female who loves men, or not they making you be with a female, an aggressive female who got you doing all this stuff you don't want to do? How would you feel as a man being with another man and you love females? And now this man is overpowering you, got you doing all kinds of stuff, breaking you, penetrating all up inside of you, got you giving him fellatio. How would you feel if you was broken down like that? And the thing about it is that you rape us mentally. You train us to learn how to hate ourselves. And if you do a good enough job, once you leave us, we'll hate ourselves. When people come to our life, they abuse us, they hurt us, we created to them because that's who we know to be as far as love. And myself, I was always taught that, I learned as an adult that it was wrong what they did, but it took a long time to get there. There's levels to this, and it took me a long time to realize one thing, that I was abused. And I realized that I went after abusive people and not realizing that's what I was chasing. When I thought a man was fine, if he hit me, stuff like that, I was like, well, I don't pay no mind. It wasn't that bad because I became conditioned to it and I was used to it. Now, the thing about it is that as I've gotten older, I haven't seen him in years, at least about 20, 40 years. Well, not 20, 40, but 20 years I haven't seen him. The woman who broke me, I haven't seen her in years, about 10 years. Maybe less than 10, because I think I've seen her at a funeral. Yeah, I've seen her less than 10. And the thing about it is that I'm not in contact with neither one of them. My thing is if you don't like what God gave you or sent you or lent to you and you sent it back, you're free. You're free. I'm not going to claim you. You don't have to claim me. You go around your friends. Just tell them I died. Tell them I was murdered. Tell them whatever you need to tell them. But you're free. I'm not going to make myself be in your life when you are so ashamed of myself. And clearly, I try to get people to understand in a lot of ways. I understand people just don't get it, and I understand people just, some people get it, some people try to understand, and then it's the ones that just mean. They do things to make your life about them. And the thing about it, which I hate within this world, we should learn how to accept people for their difference. We're all not the same. It's amazing how we can even coexist with each other. We got so many different races, and we have problems with that. I guess it was even difficult within that. But it's so sad because I think about 8 times I tried to commit suicide, and one time I almost made it, and I shared that because after I tried to kill myself, I was in the hospital. They chained me to the bed. They pushed all this stuff down my throat to bring me back into this fucking world, which they should have just let me go. And the thing is that when I came back, that's when Raven was born. And I realized that spirits can enter your body once you are in. You're half here and half out. I understand. I'm not going to go into that because that's a whole nother level of spirituality and spirits that come within your body when you're less present within this world and you're in the death versus life. It's easy for another entity. Some people say, well, those are the demons, those are the... When you don't understand it, you judge it, and it is what it is. And the thing about it is that there are so many men that are messing with the girls like us. And I'm just going to stay on the gay thing, because before I became an Ubala land, I knew what I was. And I knew I liked boys, and I tried to fix it. And I couldn't fix it. I went to church, I prayed, God would give me God blessed me with the Holy Ghost. Once God blessed me with the Holy Ghost, it released all my strength that I used to fight to keep gay people away from me. Away. So at that point I was submissive, and then when a gay man came around, I submitted. And if the problem I realized with people think gay is like this flamboyant, snapping fingers. Gay come a lot of ways. The men who turned me out was hardcore dudes. It was not no snapping fingers and stuff like that. Not the men, but you know what I mean. In fact, one of the guys I was messing with when I was young, because the thing about it was when I was younger, the mother used to make me go around young boys when we was little. They basically had to, they babysit me, and I think around boys around my age and stuff. And the woman that was there, so I see him on the street, they don't know it's me. But me and him was messing around, we was little kids, we wasn't the full thing as an adult, you know what I mean, with all the, we was just humping on each other, stuff like, some of y'all know what I mean, but we was babies and stuff, so basically like, we were little kids and stuff, and as an adults it's totally different. We're being the little kids playing around, but we were all babies then. And the thing about it is that the pattern would just never stop, and the thing about it, they kept trying to get they was trying to get the gay away, and they just tried. You beat me, you sliced my face, you burned my face up, you did everything you could do to change me from being who I was. And no matter what you did to me, I still rose and I rise to be who I am. And I just want to share this with you. If you're a parent that has a gay child, embrace your child. You can make their life a lot more easy. If you're a parent that has a trans child, make your child a lot more easier. Because at the end of the day, when you're not around, a lot of us are committing suicide or trying to commit suicide behind your back. Your support can be so powerful. We need more leaders in this world to stop going what other people say. And the thing about that gets me with a lot of y'all that have gay children or lesbian or bisexual, what gets me, y'all did y'all dirt. But y'all want to act like y'all want to police your child because you feel as though your child needs to be a certain way. When y'all did your dirt and you felt as though no one understood where you was coming from, now it's your turn to say, well, you know what, I'm going to love my baby. That's my baby. I'm going to pull my baby close. Why is it so easy to throw your child away when you know this world is bad, when you know this world didn't treat you right, when you know the men out here dogged you, when you know the men out here raped you? And that goes on both sides. How is it so easy to throw a child away when you know you'll never see this child again? And this child is willing to go away. Only because they don't want to disrespect you because you made them feel like they were so less than. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with you, and y'all can comment below. Let me know how you feel about this video. If you're a two-spirit woman, if you're a two-spirit man, if you're gay, bisexual, I love you. Stay strong. We're going to do this thing together. I'm still here, and there's plenty of us coming, and there's plenty of us are still out here. There's plenty of us still fighting. Comment below and you feel about this video. Share this video. That I love you, and thank you for watching. Casserine.
All right, now come on, baby, let's go on Instagram. Woo! Like I said before, subscribe to my channel. At the top, there's the Instagram button and the PayPal. If you want to donate to this channel, we'll appreciate it. Let me know how you feel about this video. A lot of times people get confused and lost, and I try to give people an idea that we're different and acceptance and realize that we're in a world that's full of different people. Celebrate people, make them live long, and make them want to be here. Love you. Love you.